Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Center. This members video. We're going to look at CGC. We had a trade alert earlier today, and I have MJ, which is the alternative. It's basically the marijuana ETF, and I'm going to do this on the. I'll do the analysis, or at least show a little bit on our market analysis. And but I just want to show you this bullish falling wedge that was broken out of, and now back testing here. I think this is a very bullish play. I think this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for such a volatile yet wonderful setup to the upside. And I'm talking, this is just a corrective move. Began here, went sideways, and has an ABC for A, ABC for B, and an impulse wave C to the downside. So with that said, the only reason why I'm mentioning that is that these highs are going to be breached. Okay, and who knows how far this could go. It's a huge industry that this is completely suppressed. I know that there's also fundamentals of laws, U.S. laws, and what tier, federal crime it is and things like that. But whatever. The charts are showing us that this is a buy. So let's dive into CGC. Canopy, it's one of the larger stocks, one of the marijuana stocks. And this is going to be a huge winner in this industry as it probably starts to buy. Sorry, I'm mapping this out as we go. This is kind of the wedge, same wedge here. If we line it up here and here, we're back testing the wedge right now. So this is going to be a real winner as it eats up all these smaller mom and pop places that are popping up everywhere in states. I'm in Michigan, and they're just dotted everywhere, and those are going to start consolidating because and I'm not going to rattle on too long, but you can go buy. I don't personally smoke. I don't care, whatever, but it's so cheap now because the industry is so saturated. The margins need to come down and such. There's so much room for growth, and I think Canopy growth is going to be one of those really good ones. Now, I put MJ in my long-term IRA dividend account because it's got a massively, it's a 20% yield. It's not going anywhere, and only room for growth. So huge position in my IRA, and CGC belongs in my I didn't start buying this yet. I'm playing options on it, but I need to start buying this really soon here, probably today, in my growth stock IRA. I have tons of cash. There's no I don't have any. I have PayPal in there that I'm going to get rid of. All sorts of things. Not all sorts of things. There's not anything else really to buy in a sense, except for different which got maybe oil, the marijuana, commodities. And anyway, so we have the monthly time frame back test here. Weekly time frame, same thing. You can just see the wedge, back testing that wedge as of right now. Now it's so important, and I'm just zooming through these because it's obvious what the setup is. And then if price gets over this 1150, you saw it wicked over it, gets over this 1150, that's another huge buy signal if you want to be more conservative and wait for a breakout. Okay. So that would be a huge level. Let's go to the daily, and then it's very simple. This is going to be a short video. On the daily time frame, we have a smaller wedge, back testing that much larger wedge that we have on the higher time frames. Now, this has some work to do. We are underneath all the EMAs, so it might take some time on the daily time frame to build a base. But honestly, I'm not waiting for that because these things happen for marijuana stocks. So there could be a massive move coming up here in the next few days to weeks. So I chose this area because we have great support, resistance, support, and that was a breakout. That was a breakout area. Support, resistance, just tons. This is a very important area here at the $5. So tagged it, and we caught it on the way back here. Just checking it out earlier today because I've been accumulating this whole time into my dividend portfolio. So we're looking for this wedge to break out. Again, this is the 1150, super important zone here. Yeah, and what makes this also so important, this level, is this is so we have the falling wedge is the fundamental, the technical analysis, the traditional setup. So that's a shape. Now the non-traditional, we'll go to the Elliott wave page, the Fibonacci's. We have our from high to low. If this is an impulse wave up, you have a 5-wave move here. Yes, it does look like a 3-way because you can't count a whole lot of stuff in here. I think this is the 1-2 pullback here. And the impulsive move, some people could look at this being the 1 and then A, B, C. For a pullback here, a expanded flat as well. It doesn't really matter to me. You can count either way. It's speculation on what you count. And you have this possible, it looks like an impulse wave, or I'm counting it that this is the top and you have a B down here. So 5-wave move for an A, a small B, and an impulse 5-wave move down for a C. And then you have these divergences forming on the MACD. We're starting to get a buy signal on the slow stoke. We have a positive divergence here on our reversal indicator, was the Williams percent R. And we're into support. So this is a zone here. It's a 786. It's a deep retracement, which is very typical for volatile stocks here. So we have all of these coming down into a buy zone. And so even on the lower time frames, you can look at things like this. You can even point it out that this falling wedge, nice touches there, all the way down, and forming divergence on the way. So fantastic divergence. And once again, looking for this to pop out of the oversold area with a buy signal here on the slow stoke and possibly breaking this downtrend here. If we go down deeper, then we'll probably see that this could go lower to form another divergence if it needed to, but this, at this point, simply could be a move here holding the 786. So you have a 1-2 setup on that 65-minute chart. I know, look, it almost reached down to the 887, but you see the candles are closing above the 786. So you have a 1-2 setup on on higher time frames and on the lower time frames. So that's why we took our trade here going in. I gave it about 2 weeks or so. You could take a very long duration swing on this. I didn't want to do that. What I'm going to do is if we get a nice move here, maybe to the $6 or so, maybe up here, I'm going to roll my positions, and I'm going to keep rolling those positions until they're in a nice spot to where I can let them ride. But I want to get the quicker revenue at first, just a little bit more speculative, because this thing is probably going to move. If this is a 1-2 setup, then you have all of wave 3. And with that said, we could look at projections. So this is a 1-2 setup here on the daily time frame. This thing on a wave 3 should be pretty relentless, and unless it sets up another 1-2 setup which, you know, would clearly make another market structure and just start heading the upside. That's possible. But our projection here, if the low was in, would be about this 25 zone, and you see this consolidation area here. So if you put that on your traditional technical analysis, that's this resistance right here. So after getting above the 1150, we'll be looking for the next move all the way up to 25. This thing is not going to be slow, in my opinion. So after that happens, possibly get a retracement, but knowing this type of product, it could easily make it to the 162 and even the 362 there, and you see that zone of resistance as well. So take profit as you go. I think this thing we could ride this to the upside and then buy any dips after that. All right. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you in the market analysis.